Morning, everybody. It's Matt Brown here at Filter Systems. Today we're going to give an overview of our Triton-A and a full filter systems overview. We'll go over our contamination sensors, the filter cart lineup that we have, our kidney loop systems, and the different dehydration equipment that we have. We'll also give an overview of the new marketing material that we have as well. So we redesigned the Triton-A in 2015, and we've had some very good success with it. I think it's a better design. It has the same functionality, 1.5 GPM flow rate, up to 1,000 SUS. We still offer the shroud version for people that need that for compactness. But when we moved over to the new cart style, what we were able to do was design a new manifold, which will prevent leakages and will also improve performance because it has a lower pressure drop. But the big thing that it gives you is better access to the filters for changing the elements and routine maintenance. Nice part about the new design is its footprint's relatively small, 20 inches wide, 37 inches long. It's easily going to fit through doorways, hallways, or any small elevators. But this new design also has a better center of gravity, so its susceptibility to tipping over is much less. Actually, it's pretty light. It only weighs about 300 pounds. Comes standard with 110 60 hertz power, but we can do it in 220 60 hertz or 220 50 hertz. Explosion proof is still available. Keep in mind with that unit, you're going to have a limited viscosity of up to 500 SUS maximum. Now on the model code builder, the big change that we had when we went to the new cart is box 8. You need to insert 1 for the cart version. That'll be the shroudless version. And we also have a new option, Y, for the CSA components in panel. This new cart is also in our quick delivery program where we try to keep 2 in stock at all times for 3-day delivery. Now an overview of our filter systems. In our inline contamination sensors, we've got our backbone, which is the TCM. It's going to measure solid contamination through an optical sensor. It can come with a display or no display. It's rated for up to 1,000 centistokes and 4,300 PSI. And we do recommend that you include a manifold with this so you can get the required back pressure. If you have a darker fluid or a fluid up to 9,200 SUS, we use our TIM. That's got it limited to 580 PSI, and a display is optional. Now for gearbox applications, we offer our TMS, which is going to measure solid contamination, inductive, and that'll detect ferrous material over 70 micron or non-ferrous material over 200 micron. It's mainly determined when you got a gearbox to get ready for filling. We also have a couple different contamination sensors with our own pump and motor group. We have our TSU, which will include a TCM optional water sensor as well, and that'll have an air suppression system, so that's great for test stands, transmissions, or gearboxes where you have high air content. The other option we have is our Hytrax, which includes the integrated motor into the manifold, or integrated pump into the manifold. It's good for up to 1,500 SUS on that, and we have that in the manual or telematics version available. So for portable contamination sensors, we have our TMU. It's been our bread and butter. We've had great success with that this year as well. And that's rated up to 1,600 SUS, 5,000 PSI with the high pressure adapter. That has the ability to store measurements and transfer them with a USB to a laptop so you have a record copy of it. We also have our TPM, which will give you a printed hard copy of the ISO readings on it. Output's going to be to the printer or through an RS-232, so you can use it for Flumo software. That one comes in 2 versions, one with a pump up to 1,600 SUS and a pumpless up to 5,000 PSI can be used in line. We do also offer a phosphate ester version, but that's going to be pumpless version only. Some of the applications that we have for our contamination sensors. Here we had a customer that was having some pump failures out on the blenders in the field. They had 15 pressure compensated piston pumps on each unit and several servo valves, and high contamination was resulting in pump failure. So we ended up installing a TCM and manifold on each location and a signal sent to the control room, alerting them when there was high contamination levels. Keep in mind that each one of the pumps on this blender was $40,000, so it was a relatively cost-effective way to determine when contamination levels exceeded requirements. So our filter carts, we've expanded it this year. We got the new HFSBC, which is at 4 GPM, and we have the lightweight version HFS with a TCM, which is rated at 2.5. We can go all the way up to our MFS, MFD to 14 GPM. These are rated at 1,000 SUS, and for our higher viscosity models, we have the high viscosity unit, that's going to be 4 GPM, or a medium viscosity unit, which is up to 5,000 SUS, and that can be in either 6 or 10. And we have our smart cards, which will display the ISO codes and water saturation levels. And the AMFS is rated at 5 GPM, and the filtration station is rated at 9 or a variable 3 to 8 GPM. And we used the filtration station at a boiler feed water pump loop system. It was 400 gallons, and it had a high contamination level of 19, 18, 16. The required ISO code was 16, 14, 12. We employed a filtration station as a kidney loop system on this. And after 2 hours of runtime, we were able to obtain 15, 13, 10. This 3 to 4 ISO class that we were able to drop will give you a bearing life expectancy of 2 times the higher ISO reading. Now our kidney loop systems, we can go anywhere from 4 to 90, and we have actually done up to 120. Above on our standard systems. We have our KLCs, which are between 1.5 to 4. KLD, KLS is from 7 to 14. The MTS is from 5 to 20. And then we have our X skids, which will go from 9 to 82 GPM. For other sizes, we can go with our LSN, which will get you from 1 to 45 in the same size range. And those are available with or without a water cooler or air cooler. And we've got several applications where we employed these kidney loops. One of them was on a large excavator. We installed a KLC inline with pressure compensated flow control. And we were able to extend the service interval out to 2,000 hours from 1,000, reduce the service cost, and also reduce the contamination levels. And the KLC's got a high dirt hold capacity of 200 grams per hour. Another interesting application we had was a large mining shovel. This one had a very large reservoir, a couple thousand gallons. And their problem was they were having to perform service intervals every 2 weeks. We needed to extend that out to 30 plus days. Their service intervals required about 40 to 50 hours of maintenance. And they had excess flow on these shovels. So what we ended up doing was tying in a hydraulic motor in lieu of an electric motor off that excess flow and inserted the 82 GPM X skid to provide cooling filtration. Our vacuum dehydrators, we can go anywhere from 1.3 gallons per minute up to 23. And that's going to give you dewatering, degassing, and particulate filtration. And then we have our positive pressure Triton systems. They'll remove water and particulate filtration, but they will not degas. We have these units in 1.5, this is Triton-A, and then our Triton-E, we got that up to 15 gallons per minute. Keep in mind that we have the one Triton-E in our quick delivery program as well. We were able to use a Triton-A with a major faucet manufacturer. As part of their system, they use a PAO fluid to lube the parts, and they had a washing system with water, which in turn contaminated the fluid. What they were able to do is reclaim that fluid into totes, hook it up to our Triton-A, and reduce the saturation levels from 77 down to 30 in a 3-day period. The fluid was quite expensive at $20 a gallon, so the payback period on this one was 2 processes. Another dehydrated application we have is with an ROV operator. As the ROV goes down to depth and services an underground or underwater well, when they change the tooling on this ROV, they actually get an ingression of water on it. They have approximately 50 ROVs, and about every 2 months they have about 3,000 gallons that is highly contaminated water. So what we did is supplied an SVD-10 and X-skid and a reservoir on one single skid, which allowed them to remove the water, filter it down to an ISO code of 14, 13, and 11, certify the results, and reclaim the fluid. Now, they were using a fluid that was $30 a gallon, so 30 times 3,000, that's $90,000. That was the price of the skid, so their payback period was only a couple of months. Another dehydrator application we had was in a wind farm. They were actually building the wind farm, and what happened was they ended up getting a bad load of oil that they actually inserted into new units, which contaminated them and voided their warranty. So what we were able to do was supply a Triton-A and a filtration station in about a week down to the site where the cranes were still there. They were able to get the fluid down to the units with the cranes, and they had contamination or water saturation levels of around 4,300 ppm. And within an hour and a half, we were able to get the water level down to 18%, which is below the requirements for warranty, and also clean it up to the required ISO levels so they could have documentation of this to meet their warranty specifications. The interesting part about this is because of all the permits involved with the crane to being on site, the cost savings was really high. I mean, for them to bring cranes back on site and get the permits, it's going to be about another $1 million. So that was really a good application. Some of our new marketing material that we have, our marketing department spent a lot of time on that. They've updated our filter systems catalog. Keep in mind that's online. All the updates go online first before it goes in the printed version, so please check online first. We also have our new contamination control brochures, filter cards, kidney loop systems, and our dehydrator brochures. These are all available online. And if you need anything else, please give myself or James Campbell a call, and we will gladly get you that information. That's what I had today. Everybody have a nice weekend. Thanks.